Good morning, family. You are loved and appreciated. I wanted to pop on really quick on this beautiful Sunday morning, and I was thinking about the topic of our brilliance. And so I wanted to just share a few thoughts with you just to encourage you because I love encouraging you. So let's talk about brilliance a little bit. Why am I talking about brilliance? Because we've just come through quite a bit when we think of the year 2020 and even into 2021. But I know there's been several people that have been really having to enter into the press, meaning the press of life, because there's so many things going on around us and you may be involved in a lot of different things. So just want to encourage you a little bit today. And first, I'll start out with the definition of brilliance. And brilliance, I like the word brilliance because it reminds me of a diamond, and diamonds are known for their brilliance, but they don't always start out looking the way that they look at the end. Their end product is brilliant. It's stunning. You can see it radiating throughout. And so, one of the definitions for brilliance is a great brightness, a luster, excellence, or distinction, conspicuous talent, mental ability, splendor, elegance, or magnificence. That's truly what a diamond is. I'm just telling you now, you are also brilliance. You all have your own brilliance as well. But sometimes we don't recognize our brilliance because of life circumstances. So I was looking at this quote and I was like, oh my goodness, this is by Simon Bailey. And he said, each of us is born brilliant. Then we spend the rest of our lives having our brilliance buried by people, circumstances, and experiences. Eventually, we forget that we ever had genius and special talents, and our brilliance is locked away in a deep vault within. So we settle for who we are instead of striving for who we were meant to be. Now, that is really a mouthful right there. And if you really truly think about it, I'm always down for self assessment, just checking where I'm at and seeing where I need to move and navigate from. Because this rung really true several times in my life where I buried my brilliance because of people, because of circumstances, because of the experiences that I was having. But when we do that, then the light that God put on the inside of us does not shine because He said, let your light shine. You are light in the midst of darkness. So if I keep hiding my light or I never allow it to manifest, then I am not doing anybody a service. A matter of fact, I'm doing myself a disservice because when I step into my brilliance and I own it and I walk in it, then that's where influence begins to start happening. Then the dreams, the visions, and the ideas and the impact begins to happen when I do that. And so when we allow people to bury us in words, I'm talking about those words, sometimes wordless words, when people tell you that you're not this and you're not good enough, and all of that self-talk. And those are those interpersonal blocks. Remember I shared with you guys in Coach Al's book, Wake Up, It's Time to Dream. Those interpersonal blocks, that's for those people that try to block you from your brilliance. But you know what? People can't really block you from your brilliance. You are the only one that can block you, because when you have those intrapersonal blocks, that's that enemy within, that's that inner critic, that's that one that always tell you that you can't when the word says that you can. So that's kind of who I'm after today. You got to stop um, aborting the brilliance that you have. It's okay to own your brilliance and step up in it and walk in it, even if you're walking in it alone. I would much rather step into my brilliance than to shrink back because I don't want other people to get hurt. Oh, come on, y'all. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Listen to what Robert Kiyosaki said. He said, the power of can't, the word can't, it makes strong people weak, blinds people who can see, saddens happy people, turns brave people into cowards, robs the genius of their brilliance. It causes rich people to think poorly and it limits the achievements of the great person living on the inside of us. Here we are going back to your inner self. When we keep saying words like, I can't do this, well, the word of God says that I can do all things, not some things. So why do we use that term so loosely? Man, I can't do that. I can't. You guys know what I'm talking about. I have to catch myself when I'm overwhelmed with a lot of things that I'm doing, and I'll hear those words come out of my mouth, and then I have to go back and speak crop failure and say, no, you can do all things through Jesus Christ who gives me strength. So either I declare that I can, or either I limit myself and say that I can't, because I will have whatsoever I say. So watch your words, because they can become a trap. You have to accept and you have to acknowledge your own brilliance. Don't wait for somebody else to tell you that you're brilliant. When you know what you know, and you step into that, own that. Stand in all of your birthright and all of your confidence, standing bold and doing exactly what you believe that God has given you to do. And the reason why I say that is because there's somebody that need what you have on the inside of you. And so when you don't step into the light, when you don't allow that gift, that dream, whatever that is, that unique thing that you have that God put on the inside of you, so that you can contribute to other people, to humanity. See, I was born to inspire people. Y'all hear me? I was born to inspire people. What were you born to do? Were you born to create a product? Were you born to assist people and move them from a dark place to a light place, to create innovation, to start a business, to start a ministry, to author books? I mean, what were you created to do? That's the question. So, are you doing what you were created to do? Or have you allowed life to bury you, people and their words to trap you, so that you can't do exactly those things that you need to do? Well, I remember my wonderful quote that I found as an unknown person. And he said, or she, I'm not sure, maybe the journey isn't so much about becoming, but it's about unbecoming all those things that are not me, so that I can truly become who I was born and destined to be. See, we have to shave off stuff. Sometimes there's layers to the different trauma and all of the craziness that some of us have been through. I'm reminded of Jacob in the Bible. And Jacob, his name itself meant trickster, manipulator. So as he grew up from a child, because his mother was a deceiver, and he had a generational curse on him. And so he acted just like his name. He began to start manipulating his way, controlling he already had the blessing on his life, but he kept doing things because he felt the need that he needed to be accepted, that he needed something more than what he had. So then he started going after that which he already had. And so his name had to be changed, but there was layers to Jacob's um, trauma. There was layers to his madness, because when he finally got together with God, and they had that encounter, we call it, when he had that encounter with God, he was still wrestling with God. God was trying to do something, because he finally got to that place of like, oh my God, there's so much going on. I'm afraid for my life. My brother doesn't like me. He felt trapped. He felt like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? And then he finally had a interaction, an encounter with God. And God, in that interaction, he asked Jacob a question. And I'm asking you a question. He said, what is your name? That's what him and the angel was wrestling. What is your name? And he said, my name is Jacob. And the sad reality was that Jacob was saying, well, I am who they say that I am. That's who I am. That's who I've known me to be. That's just why I do what I do, because I've been groomed to manipulate. I've been groomed to take what I wanted to take. So a lot of times, and but God said, no, I'm gonna stay right there. But God said, your name is not Jacob, your name is Israel. See, he was a prince and he didn't know it. But the angel had to struggle with him. He had to struggle with him until all of the self sufficiency broke off of Jacob, until the manipulation broke off of him, until all of those things that buried him began to start chafing off of him like a beautiful diamond. See, it wasn't a easy, like, boom, he was a different name change. No, there was a struggle. And then Jacob finally said, you know what? I can't even move forward until you help me. I can't even be in this marriage until you speak to me. I can't even move and get married until you speak to me. I can't even start this business, start this ministry, start anything, Lord, without you being with me. See, there was a place of surrender where Jacob finally had to say, let me stop thinking that this is Burger King and I can have it my way, and finally surrender to the one that created us. And that is where we have to be. When you own your brilliance, you can't be who you think you should be. You have to surrender and be who He wants you to be. That's where the power is. That's where the anointing is. And so that's where you will be able to sustain yourself in the midst of the challenges and the things that are going on in your life. And then, okay, so okay, I know I got brilliance. You're probably like, yeah, I know that. It's good. I know I got my brilliance, but I just don't feel it. I don't see it because of everything that's going on around me. Then you got to get back to the word. Get back to your source. Make sure you are in alignment. Make sure that there's some things that you're doing that you should be doing. And if there's things that you're doing that you shouldn't be doing, you need to learn how to quit. You need to learn how to quit things that don't convert and are part of your destiny. And that's a very good, that's a very, very, very deep nugget, because a lot of times we don't know how to quit. When we don't know how to quit, we stay in the same relationships, we stay in the same circumstances, we stay where we shouldn't be because we just don't know how to quit. And so today, I am encouraging you to own your brilliance. Lay aside every weight, whatever those weights that are bogging you down. Lay those aside, forgetting those things that are behind. It's a new season. And so now, with this new mindset of you are brilliant and God put greatness on the inside of you, and He wants you to manifest your greatness because there's somebody on the outside in this world that need what you have on the inside of you. So I encourage you today to go back to your manufacturer. Go back to the one that made you, that created you, that put the dreams, the visions, the giftings, the talents on the inside of you. Go back to Him. If you have some woundings and some hurt, see, Jacob had to get through some of that because there was some competition there, sibling rival. I mean, he had a lot of stuff going on. So, my point is, you got to go back to God to see, Lord, you know what? I've been really hurt. I've been traumatized on some things, but I know that you can carry all of this load that I'm trying to carry myself. And so, because I've been trying to carry it, I have motion, but I have no range. I'm not moving forward. I'm stuck. I feel like I'm in this cul-de-sac. I'm in this place where it seems like I just can't get anywhere. I can't get further. And so that's where you have to learn how to quit. And God alone is the one that can give you so much clarity that you can be full steam ahead for your vision for your life if you forget those things that are behind. If you know that, okay, it's time for me to quit this. This is, I'm wasting all of my time, all of my heartbeats on this, and this is not even part of my assignment. So you get the courage to quit when it's time for you to quit. Get the courage to commit to your own brilliance because nobody else is gonna um, what am I manufacture, and nobody else is going to work on your brilliance except for you because nobody else knows your brilliance. You have to get that, ascertain that from God. Now, other people may be able to recognize it when you in your flow, and that may be helpful to hear about it. But you have to know for yourself what brilliance that is that you have, what light, what is your shining bright light that God put on you so that you can be the light in the midst of darkness. You have to discern that. And so, anyway, with that, that's your little Sunday inspiration for today. You guys have a wonderful day. You're loved and appreciated. I'm going to jump into all of the things that I'm doing right now, but you guys be blessed in your day. And thank you for